Now, speaking of change, the person who runs this network made the mistake of putting me in partial charge of some Lions coverage. So I've been scooping around and talking to my people, and we have our very first Woodward Sports Network breaking story.
Uh-oh.
Yep. This will not be in the news. This will not be in the free press.
Uh-oh.
Adam Schefter ain't reporting it. We are.
Yeah, we beat him.
So here's the deal. There's talk around town. People in Detroit believe in the Detroit Lions. They think they're going to win the division. They think they're going to have an excellent season. But guess who else believes?
Who else?
The National Football League. Because here's the deal. That right now, the Lions are up for how many primetime games do you think the Lions are up for?
Considering they were up for only maybe one every 2 years, which was Thanksgiving.
Right. No, that's not a primetime game.
That's Thanksgiving.
No. That primetime is 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
For us, Thanksgiving was prime time.
Honey, it's not for us. What is a primetime game?
Okay, you got it. Okay. Well, we've never been up for a primetime game.
Okay.
Right?
Right. How many do you think the Lions are up for this year?
I'm going to say under 3.
Under 3. All right. I'm going to shock you. The NFL, as we sit here now, is considering the Lions for 5 primetime games.
Holy crap!
That means Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night. And I don't want to include the Thursday night game because that's on Prime, whatever that is.
Amazon
Everybody can't
Prime.
get that. Right. But that's a primetime game.
5?
5.
Unbelievable.
So
that's unbelievable.
And with that said, and I think this has already been reported, the Lions are not playing in Germany because the NFL wanted to have the Germany game the weekend prior to Thanksgiving. So the Lions, it would be a competitive disadvantage for them to play in that game.
So the NFL actually cares about the Lions
They care about the Lions now. Back in the day, the NFL would have said, make them play Sunday night in Europe and then come back and play Thursday. But now they're actually looking out for the Lions. How about that?
That's strong right there. That's strong because considering the past, and I know we're trying to look past the past because now we have a new regime and everything seems to be going in the right direction. But man, consider for 5 primetime games?
Right. Now, the schedule is not set yet. The way the NFL schedule works, it's kind of weird. It's not just a bunch of guys saying, okay, let's do this game, let's do this date or whatever. They do revolving computer models, and they do 6 of them. And so the computer picks all the games, picks the whole schedule, and then the governors or whatever you want to call them look it over and said, this one works. Whichever one they think works the best, that's what they. So they're still in the process of doing that. But right now, as we stand, the Lions are up for as many as 5 primetime games. That could end up being 4 or 3, but it's not going to be 1 or 2 or something like that. Lions are going to be on primetime television a lot this year.
So that just means there's national expectations now.
Right. This is not
local.
just local. Right.
Right. Which puts a little more pressure on to be good.
Right.
Got to be good.
Absolutely.
Because you know what happens if you're not good? They start dropping those primetime games. They will take you off just as fast as they put you on.
And you know who else is going to turn on the Lions?
Oh, we already know.
These fans around here.
We already know what'll
These
happen.
fans going around there. My Lions, yeah, baby. They going to do it this year. If they go, I'm telling you, brother.
I talked to my boy
September.
Daryl Davis last night. He's a Lions diehard. He gets mad at me when I dog his Lions. I mean, he hangs the phone up on me. He, probably cries in the car, after they lose, and I call him and make jokes. And he is just, dude. I mean, he's Super Bowl, dude. We're going to the Super Bowl. I tell you, pump your brakes, bro. Pump your brakes. I said, first of all, the closest the Lions have ever gotten to the Super Bowl was when they had the Super Bowl here, and we went as spectators.
What about 92? They were close, sort of.
What do you mean close?
In 92, they won a playoff game. We're in the NFC Championship game.
Playoffs?
Of course, they got stomped by the Washington Redskins.
Right. I don't count that as close. So anyway.
Well, if the entire Redskin roster had died, you would have gone to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
So that was somewhat close.
Look, man, I want to see the Lions do well. I want to see them play in the Super Bowl. You know, but it's just hard for me to picture that because I've been here my whole life and I've never seen them have that type of success.
Right.
You know, but it's brewing. I can feel it brewing. You know, I can feel it. It's kind of like I don't want to compare when we won the championship, but you kind of get that feel when the fans kind of have a rumbling about them and the atmosphere is a little different. So I do feel that change. So we got
Let me warn you. People around here for decades have always said next year is the year for the Lions.
Yeah,
so this is not new.
You know what? It gets redundant like the Cowboys. I get so sick of the Cowboy fans. I despise the Cowboy fans because every year is their year.
It is. And you know what? Those assholes come to Detroit and want to fight. That's why I don't like them.
Hey, at least the fans have more fight than the team mostly.
Yeah, absolutely. But the NFL believes in the Lions. The national media believes in the Lions. So now all they got to do is execute.
Hey, we start a new slogan. We believe.
We believe. But that means there's going to be a bunch of Sundays at 1 o'clock when you're going to be looking for the Lions. They're not going to be there.
That's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
I think it's a great thing.
I'm happy for them. I hope they can win the division and win a playoff game, and who knows what after that.
Playoffs?
Okay. That means in the fall we can go to the apple orchard a little bit more. Get some cider and donuts and stuff because we won't miss a Lions game. Now, what I usually do, I watch the Lions.
Right.
By the third quarter, things are ugly. So I used to take my kids to the apple orchard. We'd be there by the fourth quarter and eating apples and donuts and cider and stuff. So now we can get an early start.
Right. Right.
Because now my local apple orchard, guess what they do now? Serve wine.
Hey!
So Dad can go have a couple glasses of wine.
So somebody's telling me to stop lying. What am I lying about? They're telling me, who is this guy? Andrew Lindsay, stop lying. What am I lying about?
Yeah, if you're going to call somebody a liar,
Right,
say why.
tell me what? I
Say,
don't know.
Lindsay is a liar because he says he loves the Lions.
Somebody knows my middle name. Who is this guy?
Or Bartholomew?
No, they don't know that one. Somebody said Lindsay Benson Hunter. I love Benson, the TV show. I did too. but I'm not lying. What am I lying about? I want the Lions to do well, if that's what he's insinuating.
Well, people, now you're in the media now.
Right.
Because you're doing this. People assume that the media wants the Lions to lose.
No.
That we hate the Lions.
I'm a Detroiter. Lions are my second team.
The media does not hate the Lions. What the media does is they report what the Lions do. So now I'm getting people complaining about, well, the media now is being too positive about the Lions. No. What we do is we react to good things happening.
Right.
We react if a team is competent. We react to if a team is bad.
Right. And I got a supporter. Chuck Brewer says, Hunt is a diehard 49er fan, definitely. But Detroit is his second home, so he cheers for the Lions. That's what I'm talking about. He gets it. And the other low-life guy who said I was lying, what's his name? Andrew. Lying about what, Andrew?
You can root for two teams in the National Football League. Because here, I got a little secret for you. Do you know what hundreds and hundreds of people do on a Sunday afternoon when the Lions are playing? They have specific bars for the Cleveland Browns.
Right.
Who else they have? Pittsburgh, Chicago. And they go to their bars and root for their team, but they also root for the Lions. Except when their team is playing the Lions.
Exactly.
Because the Lions have been so bad, what has happened is fans have fractured and said, I'm not rooting for this product. I'm not supporting this product. I got a second team. Everybody's got a second team. Not everybody, but a lot of people have second teams.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Well, you got one.
Lions.
Why the Niners?
The
the
Lions
Lions are
my
your second
second
team.
team.
Okay. But you got 2 teams.
Yeah, because I live here.
Why the Niners your team?
I grew up since I was a kid. I've been a 49er fan. Because, in
Why, didn't you grow up in Mississippi?
yeah, we didn't have a sports team. Poor Mississippi, we don't have nothing pro sports wise.
New Orleans is near.
And they were when I was a kid. Let me tell you how bad the Saints were when I was a kid. When the news would come on, we would see the newspaper, the sports section. They would show fans with paper bags on their heads. So you think I'm going to cheer for a team with paper bags on their heads?
Yeah.
They were called the Aints.
Yeah, I know. They were bad.
So I'm used to being around like very bad football, pro football sports teams because the Saints were just terrible. So I would never. And then Jerry Rice from Mississippi, 49er connection.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Jerry Rice, good guy too.
Great
now,
guy.
people forget because these teams have gone on to success. The Seattle Seahawks used to be the Detroit Lions of the Pacific Northwest. The New Orleans Saints used to be the Detroit Lions of the Bayou.
But I don't like calling them the Detroit Lions because they were worse back then. They were worse than the Lions.
You know another team was the Detroit Lions of the East? People forget this. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They were very bad until the Rooneys took over.
Wow. That's a surpriser.
Right. So this was way back in the day. So Lion fans, you're not the only ones who believe.
Right. We believe.